Okay, our next concept is types of nuclear reactors. In last class, we are discussed the basic operation of nuclear reactor and the components which are required for the construction of nuclear reactor and the functionalities of each component in the nuclear reactor. But from today class onwards, we are going to discuss about types of nuclear reactors. Actually, the nuclear reactors are in so many of types, but as per our curriculum, we are discussed four types of nuclear reactors. Those are first one, pressurized water reactor (PWR). Second one, boiling water reactor (BWR). Third one, fast breeder reactor (FBR). Fourth one, pressurized heavy water reactor, which is also called as CANDU reactor, because of which was implemented by the country Canada. So now if we can go for the construction, working and designing of these four types of nuclear reactor, the first type of nuclear reactor is a pressurized water reactor. See here, in this pressurized water reactor, what it means the reactor having high pressure. The reactor having high pressure and the light water is used as a coolant. Light water is used as a coolant. So see here, which portion, this portion is called as reactor. So I am also shown here reactor vessel, and here these are the control rods. This is the fuel rods, and moderator is a coolant. Light water is also a moderator. So coolant as well as moderator. So then here in this reactor, heat can be produced with the help of nuclear fission, and that heat can be carried by the coolant, and that heat is fed to the heat exchanger. Here this is the heat exchanger or steam generator. This steam generator is having water. When the heat is subjected to the water by the coolant, the steam can be produced and steam can be uh, fed to the turbine. The turbine can generate heat energy of steam into mechanical energy, and that mechanical energy is given to the generator or alternator, which can produce the electrical energy. And now here it is the condenser to cool the exhaust steam, and also cooling tower and condensating pump. Again, this cooling water is fed to the steam generator or heat exchanger, again for the production of steam. And at the same time, after given the heat to the heat exchanger, the heat is again fed back to the reactor vessel by the same coolant. So this is the construction of pressurized water reactor. Why which is called pressurized water reactor means here the reactor vessel is having high pressure. At the same time, the water is a coolant heat. So see here. Pressurized water reactor is a light water cooled moderator reactor. That means here this light water is a coolant as well as moderator in the pressurized water reactor. And the fuel used in the PWR, pressurized water reactor, is enriched uranium. Enriched uranium means which is not a pure uranium, which has only 0.7% of natural uranium, remaining all are alloys. That's why it is need to purify. So anyway, enriched uranium as a fuel in the pressurized water reactor to produce heat energy. So in the PWR, if we can observe the working, the heat can be produced in the reactor due to the chain reaction of nuclear fission, which is carried away by the reactor, which is carried away from the reactor by coolant. The coolant is light water, and that's why the light water is circulated by the core. We have one doubt. Sir, if water directly is there in the vessel, why don't it converts in the heat in the reactor? Why don't it convert it in the steam? Why? Because of light water is there in the core. It is circulated in the core. See here. Here light water is circulated because of it is coolant. But why it is not converted into steam? Because of here it is a pressure vessel. That's why here heat at high pressure, which does not produce steam. That is the reason. In thermal power plants, the produced heat does not having high pressure, only high temperature. The produced steam having high pressure as well as high temperature. That means here the vessel having high pressure, that's why water does not convert into steam. In the steam generator or heat exchanger, pressure is less. That's why it is the water is converted into steam. That's why here the coolant, that is light water circulated in the core here. The pressure in the core is about 14 meganewton per meter square. This much of pressure is maintained in the reactor vessel. So, and steam is produced as early I am shown in the figure. That means PWR figure. So then, what are the advantages of pressurized water reactor means? Here, there is no separate moderator is used. The light water can only use it as a coolant as well as moderator. That's why the pressurized water reactors are cheap in cost and easily available and easily designed. And one more advantage is PWRs are very stable and easier to operate. Because of here, there is no separate moderator. That's why a number of components required for the reactor construction are less. At the same time, PWRs are long life. At the same time, safe control. Because of here, water is the coolant as well as moderator. That's why which can easily controls the heat in the reactor. That's why here which has long life and safe control over power level. That means for a given power is output in our estimation, for that estimated output power, it is better operation, provides better operation and safe control. And some of the disadvantages are also there for pressurized water reactor. What are those means? The reactor having high pressure. That's why there is a high strength of piping scheme is required to carry the heat from the reactor. Why? Because of forcefully we will carry the heat from the reactor because of the reactor pressure is high. Hence the construction of those pipes is very complex and cost also increases. The next disadvantage is if the reactor is a pressurized reactor, that is not convenient to refueling. That means only once we can given the fuel for that pressurized water reactor, which not allows further fueling. That is the main disadvantage of pressurized reactors. And also here we are using enriched uranium as a fuel. In that only 0.7% of natural uranium is there. That's why it is very essential to purify. That's why purification cost increases. That's why cost of fuel production is increases in the pressurized water reactor. These are the working methods. At the same time, advantages and disadvantages of PWR, pressurized water reactor. The next reactor is boiling water reactor, BWR. What is this boiling water reactor? So if you can see here, in the pressurized water reactor, the steam can be produced in the heat exchanger or steam generator. Why? Because of water is there in the steam generator. So, but in boiling water reactor, the steam can be produced within the reactor. See, there is no separate steam exchanger, heat exchanger or steam generator. Here in this boiling water reactor, here this is reactor, steel pressure vessel, and here these are the fuel rods, and this in this fuel rods, water is used as a coolant as well as moderator. These are the control rods, bottoms. So in BWRs, the control rods are not top head of the BWR, which are located at the downstream of the BWR. Why? Because of here at the upper state, What happened means here water is there in the reactor. That's why what happened here, due to the production of heat in the boiling water reactor due to nuclear fissure, the water directly converted into steam. Why? Because of this water is only in the reactor vessel. There is no heat exchanger or steam generator. Water is located in the reactor, within the reactor. That's why they are directly converted into steam in the boiling water reactor. That's why there is no location of control rods. That's why control rods are placed at the bottom side of boiling water reactor. Here, this is the steam production in the boiling water reactor. This is the outlet of the steam flow. So that means here also the fuel is enriched uranium, and the same light water can be used as coolant as well as moderator. So that's why here the water is placed in the reactor. That's why here heat steam directly can be produced in the reactor, and heat is produced due to the chain reaction of nuclear fission. And what are the advantages of boiling water reactor? Means here there is no special arrangement of heat exchanger. There is no special arrangement of heat exchanger. That's why what happened, the number of components required for this PWR is required. That's why here what happened here, cost is some less. And the same time here the BWRs are operated at low pressure compared to the PWR. That's why if the reactor is operated at a low pressure, what happens? Refueling is possible. Whatever the disadvantage in the PWR, we can overcome with the help of PWR. Here pressure is low in the reactor. That's why there is a possibility to refueling. That is the main advantage of BWR. And also core operates at a low temperature. Why here core operates at low temperature? Actually temperature is high, but the water directly converts into steam. That's why the water taken this heat. That means the heat produced from the nuclear reaction can be taken by the water directly. That's why always the temperature is controlled manner. Always the temperature is controlled manner in a boiling water reactor. And also, as earlier we are already discussed, fewer components are required due to no steam generator. That is one of the main advantages of boiling water reactor. And also, the boiling water reactor may be designed to operate using only natural circulation without forced flow. Because of here, the pressure of the reactor vessel is low. That's why here there is no need of forced circulation or forced flow. That is one of the main advantages of BWR. And coming to the disadvantages, the BWR requires more instrumentation because of the reactor itself, which can produce steam. That's why more calculation is required. How much heat is required for the production of required steam for the power generation. That's why more instrumentation, accurate calculations are required. How much nuclear fuel is given to the nuclear reactor? From that, how much energy is produced? From that, how much steam is produced? From that, how much electrical power is generated? With respect to the load, always calculations, instrumentation is required. That is main disadvantage of BWR. And here, much larger pressure vessel than PWR of similar power, which increases the cost of reactor here. Much larger pressure vessel means here it is not a reactor operating pressure. What pressure means here? The water directly converts into steam here in the reactor itself. That's why the pressure on the water upper head is more. That is the meaning. But not the reactor pressure here. Operating pressure here. Here it is pressure on the water. That means upper head pressure is more. That is main problem which increase the cost. Why? Because of the steam generator can also installed in the reactor, within the reactor. That means the reactor pressure means the reactor components are increased. That withstanding pressure, not operating pressure. So next. Here control rods are placed below the boiling water reactor. That's why the control rods are requires high maintenance. Always we will check the behavior of control rods and their position. Otherwise, which is the biggest problem for the controlling of chain reaction. And next one is the fast breeder reactor. What is fast breeder reactor? These are different from PWR and BWR. Why? Because of these are breeder reactor. What is mean by breeder means? This in this reactor, the fuel can breed another fuel. That means, for example, if we can consider uranium, when uranium is subjected to the radioactive decay or nuclear fission, that can be converted into plutonium. That means the plutonium is the breeder of uranium. That means due to the breeding, the fuel content is more. If the fuel content is more, heat is also more. When heat is more, what happens? Steam production can also more. Steam is more, mechanical energy is more. Finally, electrical energy generation is also more heat. That's why breeder reactors are used. See. So this is the breeder reactor. This is reactor 4, and here is the fuel. These are the control rods, and here light water is not used as a coolant. Here in this breeder reactors, liquid metal can be used as a coolant. Liquid metal can be used as a coolant, and there is no moderator in the fast breeder reactor. Fast breeder reactors does not have moderators, and which are coolant. What is that coolant means? Liquid sodium metal can be used as a coolant to carry the heat. And here the mixture of uranium-238 and plutonium-239 are used as a fuel in the FBR, fast breeder reactor. If we can go for working of the fast breeder reactor, see here, the fast breeder reactor can be converted into in the fast breeder reactor, uranium-238 can be converted into plutonium-239 due to radioactive decay or chain reaction of uranium. Why the uranium can be does not convert into plutonium in the PWR and BWR? There also chain reaction is there, radioactive decay is there. Because of we will control. We will control. Moderator is there. We will control the breeding action. But here there is no controller. There is no slow down the neutrons. Only fast moving neutrons. The fast moving neutrons are responsible for the breeding action. That's why here breeders are developed in the breeder reactors. So here where plutonium is the breeder of uranium, hence the reactor is called breeder reactor. In FBR, heat is produced due to the nuclear fission, and that heat is transferred by sodium coolants to the heat exchanger. In this heat exchanger, water gets heated and steam can be produced. So this is the working mechanism, and coming to the advantages here, we are using high temperature liquid metal, sodium metal. That's why what happened means the sodium metal which has high heat conductivity. That means more heat subjected to the water, which can produces more steam. Steam is more, power output can also more here. That is the main advantage to use sodium metals in liquid form. Next one is here we are using breeding action for breeder reactors. That's why more fuel is produced. The cost of fuel can be reduced. That is one of the main advantages in the breeder reactors. Next, finally, liquid metals being electrically highly conductive. Because of liquids are having more conductivity. That's why this conductivity is helpful for the electromagnetic pumping. Because of electromagnetic pumping, conductivity is more means magnetic strength is more. That's why pumping is easier. And some of the disadvantages are also there for breeder reactors. What are those means? It is very costly to design and operate. Why? Because of two breeders are with us, two fuels are withstand by the core here, and also which doesn't have moderator. That's why what happened, there are no slow moving neutrons. Finally, what happened, we don't control the chain reaction. That's why there is a possibility for the explosion in the breeder reactor. So these are the disadvantages. To overcome this, we will go for pressurized heavy water reactor or CANDU reactor. Actually, these are implemented by Canada. Recently, we are used in our India. We are also implemented these pressurized heavy water reactors. This is also called as CANDU reactor. What is CANDU reactor? Canadian deuterium uranium reactor. Canadian deuterium uranium reactor. CANDU reactor means Canadian. C stands for Canadian. D stands for deuterium. U stands for uranium. So this is the CANDU reactor. In the CANDU reactor, the reactor and heat exchangers are separated. So that means here this is the pressure vessel or reactor core here. Here it is also high pressure. So then here what happened means here these are the fuel rods. These fuel rods are in the pressure tubes. CANDU reactor having more pressure tubes. These are horizontal pressure tubes. Right? So here heat is produced. Here heat is produced by fission reaction. That heat is carried by the coolants. And that heat is subjected to the, what happened here? Steam generator. Heat exchanger, steam is produced. So here heavy water can be used as a coolant. That's why here is pressurized heavy water reactor. So here this CANDU reactor, Canadian deuterium uranium reactor, uses heavy water as a moderator as well as coolant. Here moderator is pressurized. And here natural uranium can be used as a, here there is no enriched uranium. That's why what fuel cost is reduced. Cost of fuel generation is reduced. Why? Because of here is natural uranium, pure uranium. There is no enriched uranium here. So this is Canadian deuterium uranium reactor. Coming to its working. So it's working. This we are already discussed. The CANDU reactor is having horizontal channels, or this which are also called as pressure tubes. Nearly which are having 380 horizontal pressure tubes. Because of they can withstand high internal pressure. The pressure in the CANDU reactor is high. So these channels contain fuel elements. In these horizontal channels, fuel is there, natural uranium. When this natural uranium is subjected to the nuclear fission, heat is produced. That heat can be carried by the coolants, and here when heat can be generated by the fission reaction, which can be transferred to the steam generator or heat exchanger by this coolant. Coolant is the heavy water. Heavy water is a coolant. So then when it is subjected to the water, steam can be produced in the steam generator. This is the working of CANDU reactor. And what are the advantages? Advantage is main advantage is here we can use natural uranium. That means what happened? What happened means cost can be reduced. Fuel cost can be reduced. Fuel production does not increase because of enriched fuel is not required. That's why cost of fuel production not increases, it is decreases. And one more advantage is that heavy water is used as a moderator. That's why if heavy water is used means heavy water can easily boil. Heavy water can be easily boiled. That's why some portion of the heavy water can also produce a steam. That's why the amount of heat burden on the reactor can be reduced. That's why fuel consumption can also reduce. That is the main goal. And next, one more thing is that the cost of vessel less because of it is not at high pressure. That means here the pressure of the CANDU reactor is not high compared to the pressurized water reactor. That is the main. But which has high pressure, but less than the pressurized water reactor. Is it? That's it. At the same time, the moderator is kept at low temperature. That means the heavy water is kept at low temperature, which increases the effectiveness in slow down the neutrons. If which has high temperature, what happens which has high temperature? Already from the nuclear fission heat is produced. This moderator can also having high temperature. During its interaction with the neutrons, the temperature again increases. Then what happens? They are unable to slow down the neutrons. That's why moderator can be kept at low temperature. So these are the advantages. And disadvantages are also there. What are those things? CANDU reactor requires a very high standards of design manufacturing. Because of here, which requires more number of horizontal pressure tubes. That's why it is not an easy thing to design and manufacture. And the cost of heavy water is high in markets. And the size of reactor is extremely large compared to size of PWR and BWR. See here, what is the size? Is small. That is also one of the disadvantages. So these are the advantages, disadvantages, and working methodologies, fuel use, coolants, and moderators of different types of reactors. Is it? So in these reactors, nowadays, in our India, we are going for boiling water reactors and CANDU reactors. So here, breeder reactors having, there is a possibility of explosion. That's why they are not highly used in our India. So our next concept is very important. As an electrical engineer, you must know about this concept. What is this concept means? Radiation from nuclear reactor. It is very essential. When the nuclear material, uranium or any radioactive material, plutonium, can be subjected to the nuclear fission, a large amount of heat energy is released. So when the reactor core does not withstand that much of heat energy, the reactor core is spoiled, damaged, finally melted down. When the reactor core is melted down, the radiation leakage is exist from the nuclear reactor. The radiation leakage is exist from the nuclear reactor. That radiation can be entered into the environment. When the radiation can be released into the environment, which can spoil the human lives and growth of plants. At the same time, environments and water living organisms also. That's why what type of radiation is released means the radiation released from the nuclear reactors is ionized radiation. If you can observe from the TVs, cell phones, also radiation is released, but that is non-ionized radiation. The effects, the impacts of non-ionized radiations are less impacts on environment. But when ionized radiation came from the nuclear power plants, it is a serious impact on the environment and human life. Why? Because the radiation means which is the transfer of energy. Ionized radiation means the energy can be transmitted in the form of alpha particles, beta particles, gamma particles, and X-rays. X-rays. These are not acceptable for the environment. Why? Because of whose velocity is more, and the energy released by these particles is also more, which can spoils the human life. At the same time, the plant environment, the aquatic environment, how which can withstand, how which can impact the human life and the environment means, which can create hazardous hazards, which can create hazards and hazardous results to the human body. What are those means? This ionized radiation causes skin burns, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, hair loss, general weakness, damage of cells and tissues. Finally, damage of cells and tissues can lead to cancer and possibility of death. These are the hazardous effects on the human body. And coming to the aquatic environment, when the heat came from the nuclear power station is dissipated in local water sources, they can pollute it and spoils the life of fish, aquatic element, fish, and plants in the waterway. That's why they can spoil the aquatic living organisms in the sea or ocean, lakes or river banks. And finally, the radiation released from the nuclear power plants can also spoil the growth of plants in our environment. This is the radiation hazards due to the nuclear power plants. That's why we are carefully operate the nuclear power plants. And we have some safety precautions also to operate the nuclear power plants. And to avoid accidents in the nuclear power plants. What is meant by accident? Accident means what? Accidentally occur. Generally, accidental occur means the core melting behavior is not done continuously, and at the same time, it is not advantageous and acceptable operation for nuclear power plants. Accidentally, core melt takes place. It is not a continuous operation. Nuclear fission is a continuous operation, but core melt is an accident. When core is melted, that is called as nuclear accident. Nuclear accident due to the uncontrolled chain reaction. Due to the uncontrolled chain reaction of nuclear fission. So, if nuclear accidents are takes place, these types of radiation hazards are exist in our environment. These type of problems arise in our environment. That's why to avoid this nuclear accidents, we have some of the precautionary measures for nuclear power station. What are those means? Plants should be constructed away from the human habitation. That means always the nuclear power plants are away from the populated areas. And the materials used for the construction of nuclear power plants are standard materials. So those are quality materials. And finally, the wastewater from plants should be purified. Otherwise, what happens? Heat can be dissipated into water. Radiation can be dissipated into water. That's why it is purified before it can be pumped into the ocean or sea. And the plant must be provided with such a safety system which is shut down as and when necessity arises. Such safety system. When there is a need to shut down the plant, compulsory within a short duration of time, we can shut down the plant. Otherwise, there is a large amount of hazards from the nuclear power plants. And one more thing is that there must be a periodic checks to ensure that radioactivity or chain reaction does not exceed the permissible limit. That means the heat generated from the nuclear fission is not exceed the permissible limits. That's why we cannot generate the power from the nuclear power plant as per the requirement of load. That's why nuclear power plant is a base load power plant, but thermal power plant is a peak load power plant. Why the nuclear power plant is a base load power plant is this is the reason. If demand is more, power generation is more, but in order to increase the power generation, we can increase the heat in the nuclear reactor. If we can increase the heat, what happens? The chain reaction is uncontrolled. Then what happens? Core is melt. Nuclear accident takes place. That's why here, which is base load power plant, which can be served as the electrical power supply, but not total electric power is on this the total electric power, but not serves as a total electric power demands. That's why when it is necessary to check or to control the chain reaction, we can observe the chain reaction in the nuclear reaction. Why? Because if heat is released, meltdown occurs, action takes place. So periodically we can check the chain reaction and monitor the chain reaction. And one more thing is that while disposing of wastewater from nuclear plants, there is no pollution, water of river or sea. That's why which is purified before, which is dissipated in the river or sea. And a dome is used in the power plant, which does not allow the radioactivity to spread by wind or underground waterways. That means a proper shielding is required for the reactor core. Why? Because of which can avoid the liberation of radiation from the nuclear power plants or nuclear reactor. And these are the safety precautions are required for the safe operation of nuclear power plants and to avoid the accidents in the nuclear power stations. Okay, thank you.